it.
99.7 FM.
On K-Star Country. K-Star Country is so proud.
You know, Mary's in the Guinness World Book of Records now.
Thanks to all of you out there. I love radio. I was fulfilling my dream in that picture. I felt very honored that I got to sing and got to be with Elvis. When my daughter came in and told me that she had gotten an email and it says, "Mama, you're in the World's Guinness Book of Records."
I had chills. I mean, I was upstairs and I was shaking on the inside, and I went downstairs. I was with Mama. I said, "Mama, I can believe this." And I read it to her, and tears just came to her eyes.
I said, "Are you kidding me?" But no, she wasn't kidding. And my feet hasn't touched the ground since. Hi, I'm Mary McCoy, and welcome to Conroe. Back in 1950, I had sang on a talent contest at the Brighten Theater. Well, the manager, Bert Bagley was his name. When the radio station signed on in 51, well, he called the manager at the radio station. He called the school. He said, "Mary, I've been told a lot about you and that you sing." And I said, "Well, I try." And he said, "We want you to come up and be on our talent show." And see, this was my one dream, was to be in radio, to sing and make records. And so I felt like that my dream had come true. After the show was over, he said, "Mary, do you know enough songs for 15 minutes? And I said, "Well, I think so." He said, "Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to record 15 minutes of you singing. You're going to go home and you're going to listen to the radio at 1 o'clock. I got just as close to that radio as I could get. And that was the worst mistake I ever made because I cried. I thought I sounded so bad. Well, that next week at the school, guess what? I got another telephone call from the manager. And he said, "Guess what, Mary? We have a sponsor for your show." Said, "Brown's Sinclair service station called up, wants to sponsor you." And I said, "You've got to be kidding." I said, "That was horrible." He said, "Well, he didn't think so." At that point, I was 12 years old. About 4 months later, I went to Jimmy and I said, "Jimmy, I don't want to sing on the show. I want to play records." And so he said, "All right, Mary, we'll work on that." He taught me everything I knew. This picture here, I was 13 years old in that picture. That was 1951. Elvis was one of the nicest guys I ever met. He had so much respect for everyone. If you asked him to give you a shirt off of his back, he would do it. And the thing that I admired about him was the way he talked about his mother. I felt very honored that I got to sing with Elvis.
I started working on this room for Mama back probably around October, November of last year. Got it together, had to take it apart, had to put it back together, and this is what we came up with. It was a labor of love. I enjoyed every minute of it.
I enjoy this room so much, I could just stay out here all the time.
I wish that was me standing there instead of her.
Touch anything on the tree, he sings. Deep Elm Blues, I made that in 1960. That was my first record. That was, and of course, it always makes me sad because my dad, that was his dream, was to see me make my first record, and I lost him after I graduated. But I had my mom with me. They're the ones that gave me the inspiration. You really love me, baby. You better tell me so. When it first came out, we were driving. I first heard it on Kilt, and they had to tie me down the back seat. I was just, it excited me so bad. And we'd switch over from one station and go to another one, and would be hearing the ending of it, or maybe the beginning. And that is one thrill, you just can't beat it.
I like the one with Porter and Dolly.
Yeah, oh yeah, I tell you what.
You and Loretta kind of favor each other a little bit, huh?
When I sing, they said I was the Loretta Lynn of Conroe. That's Minnie Pearl. I've got one of her hats. Earl Haggard came to the Conroe Ballroom, and he was there that night, and also I was there with the radio station, and he came over to the table and sat down with me, and we talked, and he looked at me and he said, "Are you married?" And I said, "Yes, I have 4 beautiful daughters." And before I got that out of my mouth, he got up and walked off. Thank you so much. I hope that you've enjoyed our show as much as I've enjoyed being with you.
Working with Mary the last 25 years has been a real treat, let me tell you. She'll put a smile on your face even if you're down in the dumps.
I love Larry to death. He's like a brother I never had.
Her longevity is amazing. She's the strongest woman I know, I believe. She's been through adversity, but she just keeps on going like that bunny on TV with the batteries.
2010, I went into the Texas Radio Hall of Fame, and what a thrill. Every time I drive past that mural, it makes me feel so good to be on that wall with Roy Harris. Roy and I have known each other for a long time, since he fought Floyd Patterson. I tell everybody, go by and look at my mural and I'll wink at you. 2013, I fell and broke my neck. I was in a halo for 3 months, but you know what? I did my show with Larry from my hospital bed at home. He would send me the script and I would read it. I was determined I would not be off the radio. I had some offers to come to Houston, but I wouldn't leave. I wouldn't leave Conroe. It's the people that has kept me where I am, and I've loved every minute of it.
Mary, congratulations on 72 years on the radio. You're the best friend I've ever had, and I'm proud to know you, and you deserve everything.
It's one of the greatest pleasures of my life is growing up with you in high school and following your career all the way through, and you're really an amazing, amazing woman, and Conroe's proud of you, and the country's proud of you.
She's a member of the Texas Radio Hall of Fame. Will you welcome our Grand Ole Opry guest announcer, Mary McCoy?
Thank you so much, Charlie. You don't know how long I've waited to stand on the stage at the Grand Ole Opry.
We got a little gift to commemorate your special life witness here too.
April 13th, 2023 is hereby declared Mary McCoy Day.
That's the key to the city.
What was that like in there being honored by the city of Conroe?
I tell you, it's overwhelming, and I thank God every minute of it, because if it wasn't for Conroe, all the people, wonderful people here, well, I'll never leave her, that's for sure.
You were such a good example for so many.
Yes, you are.
It's just hard to believe 71, almost 72 years that you've dedicated your life to what you love and stuck with it and achieved so much.
And you know, they keep asking me, Mary, when are you going to retire? That word's not in my vocabulary.
We know you love what you do. That's so great.